Welcome to the Yerba podcast, where we share the power of yerba mate with the world. I'm Devin, your host. Thank you for joining me today. Have you ever wondered how the difference in flavor profile could change using a stainless steel gourd or a calabash gourd, the traditional gourd, or even a wooden gourd or glass, and how that might change the flavor profile or depending on the yerba mate brand that you use? That is the exact question that Chuck asked me when I polled different materos in a group of what topics they would want me to cover on the podcast. And I think it's a great question that I'd love to tackle personally, but I also want to lean on the expertise of someone else I go to on specific things, especially with flavor profiles, because I think he has an excellent opinion and choice of words when giving flavor profiles, because he's done so many reviews on so many brands. I don't even know the exact total. I'm sure he would correct me on this. Probably over hundreds. His name is Darren. You might know him as Yerba Mate Lab. So I'm going to ask him this exact question. But before getting into that, I want to try to tackle it myself as well and what my opinion is, and then we'll ask Darren. As far as the difference in the flavor profile on a stainless steel gourd, to me, I don't really notice anything changing there. I've had friends, especially Argentine friends, tell me that the metal gives it a metallic taste to their yerba, and that they don't prefer it. And the wooden gourd can give it a wooden, earthy taste. I usually, when I am doing yerba reviews, use a glass gourd. And I do that as a way to try to eliminate any difference in the flavor profile, that it would be neutral. I don't know if this actually really does it to me. I've tried different ways. I personally don't notice that much of a difference in the flavor profile. However, I will say that if you're using that same yerba in the same gourd over time, I have noticed that sometimes the first versus the second time you do it, like as in tomorrow, it seems to have a different flavor. I don't know why. Maybe it soaks into the calabash, which is what I would assume. And when I've done reviews, sometimes I've written the notes in the review and then I try it again later and it doesn't seem to have the same flavor. So personally, if you were to isolate either using the same calabash or using a stainless steel or using a glass gourd or such for yourself and testing those out, that would be the way for me to find out if their flavor profile has changed or not. But enough about my opinion. Let's ask Yerba Mate Lab what he thinks about this subject.
Hey Devin, this is Darren from Yerba Mate Lab. To answer your question, steel gourds allow you to taste the purity of the yerba, as the gourd can't hold on to any flavor or aroma. Some will say it makes it taste worse or like metal, but if you're dealing with quality stainless steel, it's not going to. For wooden mates, obviously it's going to give you a woody flavor. At first it's strong and very present, as the tannins from the wood aren't completely leached out yet. But as you keep using it, the woody flavor will gradually weaken over time. Same thing for the aroma. At a certain point, the wood doesn't do much to the flavor anymore when used long enough, but instead does what a gourd does once it's fully cured. Calabashes, or actual gourds, affect the flavor of a mate whether people want to believe it or not. If you steep the calabash in hot water and drink it, you'll taste exactly what it gives off. But once cured and well seasoned, the gourd takes on some of the flavor of the yerba, instead of its natural bitter plant-like taste, and in my experience makes the mate taste smoother, softer, and a bit sweeter.
Thank you, Yerba Mate Lab, for such an excellent opinion and well spoken. I will add one thing, and this is just from my wife. She loves the Palo Santo gourds. So that is a specific wood from South America that has a very unique aroma. And I've noticed that certain ones are better quality there. So that's a key point that Darren pointed out, is having the high quality steel or wood, Palo Santo, and that it does weaken after time and sometimes that aroma. I agree. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. And thank you, Darren from Yerba Mate Lab, for giving your opinion and recording that audio for me. I hope you all found value in listening to this. And if you would like to hear more episodes to the questions that you have, I have a way that you can do that. On the bottom of this episode, if you go down in the show notes, there's a line that you click on that says send us a text message. Simply click on that and you can send a text message directly to me in the fan mail. Nothing you need to sign up for or anything you have to do other than just click that and type out the text that you want to send me with whatever questions, comments, things that you would like me to either read on the air or address. Thank you and have a wonderful day.